How's it going, everyone? I got a question for David. If everything goes well and you're doing great, would you like to fight the winner of Joshua Usyk or the winner of Wilder Fury 3?
At this stage, I can't really start thinking about mentioning the Goliaths of the division. I haven't done anything other than a couple of press conferences since my last two stoppage losses. So I think it'd be disrespectful to all four of those. Usyk was a undefeated, undisputed cruiserweight champion who worked his way up to the #1 mandatory position to challenge Anthony Joshua's WBA, IBF, and WBO titles. And then you got Deontay Wilder, in his third match with Tyson Fury, who's undefeated himself. So, I can't mention their name, off the strength of a couple of interviews that I've done, because that's technically all I've done since losing is have 3 weeks, through 2 weeks of training and, scheduled to fight Joe Fournier at the Staples Center on the Oscar De La Hoya Vito Belfort undercard effectively. So, I wouldn't want to mention any of those guys' names. Depending if I feel after the fight on September 11th something different, I'll be sure to let you know first thing. But as of right now, I can't think of fighting one of these guys. All I'm thinking about is getting through the remaining 3 weeks of training in a healthy condition, in one piece, not getting injured. As a lot of the injuries I've received over the years have happened in preparation for a fight. There's only a couple of fights I've been injured in the fight. So for me, it's the challenge of this whole event is to get to the ring in one piece. And Joe jokes about being RoboCop and having pins and stuff, and been held together. But I understand why that is, because it is a tongue in cheek, but there's a bit of reality there that I can't train the same way as I did do when I was 30. I can't have 6 sparring partners doing 2 rounds in, 2 rounds in, 2 rounds in continuously. That those days are over. I've got to be a lot more conservative and economical with my energy. I've got to make sure my massage is on point. I've got to make sure my physiotherapist, my chiropractor, I've got to make sure my blood works neat and tidy. I've got to make sure my new hydration levels are optimal, my sleep patterns are optimal. There's so much that goes into making sure I get through the ropes on September 11th in one piece, healthy, ready to perform. I can't 1 second think a day past that, because if I do start thinking about some of these super duper names you mentioned, those 4 names are the big boys in the division. If I start thinking about them and take my eye off Joe Fournier, can you imagine the humiliation if I end up, even looking bad there? That's a let alone, I can't afford that to be remotely an option. I need to give Joe Fournier a boxing education. I need to pack his lunchbox and take him to boxing school on September 11th, because anything other than that, I'd be very, very upset.
Hey there. My first question here is for David, because you kind of just addressed the question in relation to the modern crop of heavyweight guys, but I'd also seen an article indicating potentially some level of interest in, fighting Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, sort of teasing a comeback a little bit. Obviously, very focused on this fight here, but entertaining the hypothetical you get the ideal outcome. Could those sort of matches compel you to get out there for an additional bout?
I was asked about, of all the living fighters, who would, you in an ideal world, who would you want to fight? And I believe, Lennox Lewis is, one of the greatest to ever do it. I can't see Lennox Lewis on his day, losing to any heavyweight in history. I just think he's that good. So I said, if there was ever a heavyweight in history that I'd love to have, mixed it up with, is Lennox Lewis. I know is he 50 or he's in his 50s? He doesn't. I haven't heard any talk of him, or Evander Holyfield. He's probably another one of my all-time heroes. The only other fighter to have he let me know it's possible. He let me know the small guy, can beat the big guy. It's the size of the fight in the dog, not the size of the dog in the fight. And
exactly like this fight.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, exactly. You keep thinking like that, but you're a very different proposition to Evander Holyfield. He is the real deal. Literally, he's the real deal. Watching Tyson and Roy Jones do it. I heard there's talk of Holyfield that wants to do something similar, and he's, I haven't heard of Lennox Lewis, but just to know that there's a version of our reality where these crazy matchups are happening now. It's exciting. But once again, I don't want to start thinking about dream matchups when if Joe is a big banana skin, a giant banana skin that I cannot slip over on whatsoever. I got to sweep it up and put it in the trash. I can't step on it and fall on my butt.
Appreciate the insights. And just a quick follow-up to Joe here, if I could, because I was seeing an article going around saying that at one point you were training Jay-Z back in the day. And I'm kind of wondering, just with Triller's music-oriented platform, are we ever going to get the Jay-Z Joe Fournier kind of appearance? Maybe he walks you out sort of deal.
Oh man, I've seen so many articles going around. Let me just tell you that my musical career stops in the shower. But I do love watching all the versus stuff. I went to a live one in Miami and it was really incredible. So it's like I said it in the last fight, like just being a part of like the combination of music and bringing all these amazing cultures together, from Latinos to urban culture and sports and music. It's just cool for me being from Hounslow, which was a melting pot in London of different cultures, just to kind of continue to be, on these incredible shows, as David said. It's called Legends 2 for a reason. I'm humbled to be on the card. And like Oscar De La Hoya is like, wow, like he's one of the best ever in the history. And I just remember watching him thinking, holy hell, how do you get that good? So just to be able to be part of a show where I'm on the same poster, for me, like I said, is just really special. So yeah, the music element is a big part to me, but I'm a better fan than I am a performer.
Fair enough. Thanks for the insights, guys.
So, final comments. And you know what? I want a prediction from the both of you. First of all, the billionaire himself, Joe Fournier. How's it going down September 11th, Staples Center here in Los Angeles?
I am going to shock the world.
David, your prediction. Is he going to be able to accomplish that?
No, this is going to be a boxing masterclass. As I said, I'm going to pack Joe Fournier's lunchbox and take him to school.
My last question to you, David, is that people are wondering, are you going to go the distance with Joe Fournier? Or do you have it in your mindset to go out and get the finish?
Listen, people need to tune in and find out for themselves. It's going to be an education. Just believe that. You'll see.
He can't go the distance. That's the problem. His Achilles won't hold up.